Hey guys, welcome to the Jawns of Basketball, episode 6. I'm John Stewart, and I'm here with my good friend Alex Shamit.
Yeah, I'm Alex, as he said. Today we have a lot of big stuff that went down. We have a lot to get into regarding trades and everything like that. Basically all the soap opera stuff in the NBA.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Anthony Davis, obviously, Kristaps' trade that actually happened, not just rumors. We're going to talk about Kyrie, too.
And also there was, Mike Conley and Rubio might get traded. To be honest, I don't really care that much, but we'll get...
That's. I mean, it's significant. We'll get to it.
It's significant. We'll get to it later.
We'll get to it.
All right.
That's
not what anybody would come.
Do you want to... Let's start with Porzingis.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Porzingis.
Okay, I just want to say, it is currently February 1st at 5:05 p.m. Something's going to change as soon as this podcast goes out. It always does. Anthony Davis is going to get traded somewhere. We all know that.
Yep.
So please don't decapitate us for not knowing this.
Yes.
All right. What do you think in regards to Porzingis?
Oh my God, it's just so stupid. I honestly understand, people may say, oh, you're just not looking at the bigger picture. They're going to get two max free agents, right? But the thing is that they're basically giving up a player that they know is going to be theirs. They have team control over him for somebody that they might get. And Kevin Durant has already came out and said, I don't know where the New York rumors came from. That has nothing to do with me. Those were made up. Unless the only thing that I could possibly see, the only argument that I've seen that makes sense is that they think that his injury, he's not going to come back from his injury the same. And if they truly think that, then I could see that. But if he comes back the same person, then this trade's an L for them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, well, I actually have kind of changed my opinion. When I first heard it, I freaked out.
Right.
I thought the Mavericks won it, which they probably did, let's be real. I mean, they got the best player in the trade.
Right.
But I've kind of understood where the Knicks are coming from. If the rumor about the qualifying offer is true,
yeah,
I understand them trading him. However, fam, you can get more value than Dennis fucking Smith Jr.
Exactly.
The Celtics are going to give you more value than that.
Anybody would.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I guarantee they would, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're just so set on Anthony Davis.
Well, clearly it's for cap flexibility. They don't care about Dennis Smith.
I'm talking about the Celtics.
Oh,
in regards,
okay.
they would trade for Kristaps unless they only wanted to trade for Anthony Davis.
Right. Right.
But you can get better assets than Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
DeAndre Jordan will probably get cut.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Wes Matthews will probably get traded.
Apparently, there's interest for him. I don't know why.
Wes Matthews, I mean, he's a wing.
He is. But he's also an overpaid. Whatever. It's fine.
He's an expiring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm struggling to see any logic. The trade deadline is in 6 days.
Yeah.
Just wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait.
Well, also
shop him around.
Yeah. Well, also for the Knicks, so the rumor is that he would have taken the qualifying offer would he have taken the qualifying offer with the Knicks as well, or was that only with the Mavericks?
No, he's not. He won't take the qualifying offer with the Mavericks. He was only going to take it with the Knicks, because what happens when you take the qualifying offer is after your 1 year, which is about $5 million contract, you're an unrestricted free agent and can sign wherever you want.
Now, here's the problem with the logic of the Knicks, right? So the whole point of the Knicks is to get a free agent, right? Mm-hmm. If they signed Porzingis to a qualifying offer and got they could have still gotten free agents. Their cap room would not even be. They would still have Hardaway, right? They would still have Hardaway and Courtney Lee. But if you just package some of your other young assets with them...
Seriously, you do not use a player of Kristaps Porzingis' talent, regardless of what situation is, just to clear cap. Right. That's why you have Kevin Knox.
Yeah, that's why you have Kevin Knox. It's a team would be interested in Frank Ntilikina if they also get Courtney Lee, if they take on his contract.
I mean, and that's why you have future draft picks also.
Yeah, it's there's so many other ways you could have gotten rid of Tim Hardaway without doing that. I mean,
I didn't really think about that. I mean, because let's say that they really do. Let's say they get Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and they would have kept Kristaps on the
qualifying offer. There's no way he would still be unhappy.
Kristaps would sign. I mean, granted, he would sign as an unrestricted free agent,
which would mean a lot of money.
I mean, well, it's the same as a restricted.
Exactly.
But I mean, no sane human being is gonna say, "I don't want to play in New York
with Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving,
with two top 15 players in the league."
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Absolutely
ridiculous.
Nobody even if he didn't like he only disliked the management because the management's so stupid. He disliked the management because of they do shit like this.
Yeah.
if they had just done their job and gotten competent players to like play around him, then he wouldn't have a problem with the management anymore.
To be fair, it's very strange that this rumor is coming out in a season when he's injured.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, why not?
Because if he is the star player is getting injured, shouldn't he want the team to tank? Is that just me? I mean, but can you imagine? I mean, he should, if you really thought about it, because you'd have the same players from this season, then you'd add it.
Well, but
however
like,
top whatever draft pick.
But here's the thing, right? Is that like the team, like tanking? Don't get me wrong, is a real thing, but it's not like tanking is not as big of a thing as a lot of people make it out to be, right? Like the Knicks didn't actively try to make themselves better, but like they would, if they were like a good team to start the season, they wouldn't just purposely not be a good team anymore. Like they're bad. Like they're not only bad because they're trying to be bad. They're not
purposely trying to lose games.
Not throughout the whole season. I mean, gotcha. they're a bad team. It's not like they're just
at this point they might be tanking, but at the very beginning of the season, they hired David Fizdale for a reason.
Right, and like they didn't put anything. Like if you're Kristaps Porzingis, you're like, wait, you guys just didn't do anything for my team. Like you didn't sign anybody or anything. Like I can honestly, and like
I got it.
The way what they did Melo dirty like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the logic, but I understand the logic.
I mean, let's say in the situation Kristaps wants to stay and they want him to leave, right? They're just gonna bully him until he leaves. I mean, that's why you don't do that to players like Melo. Like, sure, like, in the short term, like, yeah, you got Melo out of it, that's great. But now, like, everybody knows that your management isn't loyal to the players. Right? Like, so that's why most teams want to treat their players with some aspect of respect, is because other players can see that when organizations do that.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of another team that's done something like that, and I can't off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why you can't, Mr. Celtics fan, with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about... I mean, and let's be real, Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I mean, yeah, they're going to get rid of... They're going to take the guy... They're going to take him out back, Mice and Ben style, and shoot him in the head.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
But, I mean, they are. I mean, let's be honest. Jesus. But that's why, honestly, like... And that's players always bring that up, too, when they call, like, Kevin Durant a snake. I mean, Kevin Durant's like, well, no team's loyal to their players, right? Like, why do they expect players to be loyal to teams and not the other way around? I think he has a legitimate argument when he says that. I don't support his decision.
He does. Let's get back to Kristaps,
but,
though.
Yes.
Let's get back to... Okay. My immediate thought after hearing this news was, why are the Celtics not involved? If that's the buying price. I'm a Celtics fan. Just want to let everybody know.
Well, we can tell. You already brought him up 5 times. But because that's true, they're involved in everything.
I mean, they should be. They're sitting on a pile of assets.
Yeah, exactly. They can trade with anybody.
They need a young big. There's a chance Al Horford declines his player option this summer. I mean, I don't want Robert Williams to play big minutes next year.
No,
I would. In fact, I would rather die than see that happen. But
right.
No, Robert Williams is okay. But fucking just give them Terry Rozier and Marcus Smart, and like some draft picks. Yeah. Like, just do it. Well, pull the trigger, Danny.
Well, the problem with Terry Rozier is that he's an expiring, right? But like they would have to pay him, so that wouldn't be anything.
They're gonna grab his bird rights.
They would, but I'm saying the whole point is they're doing it is to free up cap space.
Got it.
Right. I mean, I think the whole point is that DSJ is
Marcus Morris.
Yeah.
I mean, add that
or somebody. Yeah. Because the whole point of them getting DSJ is that they'll still have him while they get their free agents, and he won't be getting paid much.
I get it.
That's what we did for the case competition, basically.
Very true.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, like I honestly get why they did it. It's just they had the right idea, kinda, but not really. They were using like third grader logic, where like it makes sense if you like, it makes sense in a certain context, but just not in real life.
I get what you're saying.
Now, I think the Mavs giving away picks is actually a good thing for the team. I'm just gonna say that because I feel like it kind of gives them no incentive to tank anymore. It's like, listen, okay, Luka and Porzingis, I know you guys are young, but you have absolutely no reason to not
be good now.
Give everything out there.
Exactly.
There's no incentive for us to be bad.
The thing that I find really interesting is I've read some shit on Reddit that people are like, oh my fucking god, the Dallas Mavericks just keep giving up assets.
Yeah.
Listen, with 3 first-round picks, let's say Atlanta gets their pick this year, which they will.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah,
because it's top 5 protected unless they get super lucky in the lottery. Okay. For 3 first-round picks, you get... I think there was only 1 first-round pick in this trade. Maybe there was 2.
There was 2, but the second one was, like, protected.
Okay, let's say it's 4. 4 first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis.
Obviously.
Who would not take that?
Yeah.
The likelihood of you drafting a player of that quality is so low.
Yeah, well, I loved what they did, too. Like, when they got their big guy in Luka, right? They're like, let's see what he can do. Let's surround him with actual talent and see how good we can be.
Sure.
So that we can assess him as a player. Rather than just, like, let's take the Atlanta Hawks, right? Just be like, hey, give Trae Young some touches, you know?
Yeah,
like,
very true.
I mean, because we don't know how good of a player Trae Young is.
We have no... I mean, we know he's a hell of a playmaker, and that's about it.
No, we don't, because his turnovers are insane. His turnovers are second in the league. I mean,
yes, you're
like,
right.
We have no idea how effective Trae Young is because they're not trying to win basketball games right now. Like with the Mavericks, we know that Luka's good because they put pieces around him and they've seen what he can do.
With Atlanta, there's a chance that as far as Trae Young goes, that his 3-point percentage just jumps to 40%.
Yeah.
When they get considerable talent.
And the thing with Atlanta is, like, how do you know if you're supposed to build around him? Like, he hasn't proved anything either way because none of the games matter. With Luka, like, you were trying to be good, and he has been good for you. So you know that he's a player to build around, which is why they were able to make a move like this.
So I think we can both agree that the Mavericks won this trade. I
think the world can agree that the Mavericks won this trade.
Pretty easily.
Right?
Pretty easily.
Also, like, low-key, Courtney and Tim Hardaway, like, yeah, their contracts aren't great, but, I mean, they're not...
They're very good wings.
They're good.
I mean, granted, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not the best 3-point shooter.
Oh, he's good.
But still, I mean, to have a guy who can handle the ball and who can take other guards off the dribble and can play okay defense is amazing to have.
Hopefully he's coming off the bench and he can be their 6th man because like that would be a good role for him.
I mean, Harrison Barnes could also do that. We'll have to. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Which one? I mean, Harrison Barnes is a little bit taller, so I bet you they'll start Harrison.
I would say Harrison Barnes should definitely be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I'm in
for sure.
Yeah. But
go ahead.
One more thing I want to say about the Porzingis trade. They should have shopped him a lot longer.
Yeah.
I think I said it before. I mean, the deadline's on the 7th.
Right.
You don't need to make that decision right now.
I think
it's very rushed.
The only reason they could have is because maybe they didn't want word getting out, because it was right after that meeting. So maybe they didn't want word getting out of how much he didn't want to be on the team, because then that would have lowered his trade value.
Can we just talk about how quickly, like, because I was on Reddit, like, in between classes.
Yeah.
And I saw Kristaps demands a trade. And I'm like,
what?
Whoa. And then I got a text that said, Kristaps got traded. I thought it was from our friend Mike. I thought Mike read it wrong.
Right.
I was about to text back. No, he just asked for a trade.
Yeah.
And then like I Googled it, like nothing was coming up.
Yeah.
Because it happened like so recently.
Right.
And I refreshed Reddit and I just was like,
huh.
I was so confused. But all right, regardless, let's move on. Anthony Davis. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay. So Anthony Davis.
At this point, there was something came out today that said that he pretty much is really only looking at the Lakers as far as far as him. He wants to play for the Lakers.
Right.
Obviously.
But he also said that like he doesn't care what team they trade him to. He came out and said that.
Well, yeah, because he's going to sign with the Lakers most likely.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you guys can trade me to whoever. Like, I'll play for them. Yeah. And, like, maybe if we're really good, I'll sign there. But most likely, I'm going to.
I feel like for any other team except for the Lakers or Clippers, I mean, probably not Clippers, but Lakers, because he wants to be good. He wants to play with LeBron. I mean, you just have to make some fucking moves and put a crazy team around him to keep him.
Right.
It's a huge gamble.
If you're the Lakers, do you even trade for him?
Yes. Fucking yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Or, like, absolutely. You don't just wait for him to be a free agent?
No.
Okay, why?
They screwed up with that with Paul George.
For sure, yeah.
Just get the dude.
Makes sense.
I'm going to be real. Kuzma, Ingram, and Lonzo aren't that good.
Okay, fair.
They are not that good.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
They might make one all-star team between the three of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe none. Maybe 3. 0 to 3 range is my guess. Just go get Anthony Davis. Just do it. And also,
right.
I would legitimately, like, if they can keep Josh Hart, that's massive.
Yeah, Josh Hart's cool. I like Josh Hart.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's awesome. He shoots really well.
The fact that the Pelicans aren't demanding him in the trade is just nonsensical.
Weird. Also, Ivica Zubac. I don't know what's going on with him recently.
He's been solid.
He's been good. He's 7'1", too. I didn't know that.
He's very tall.
I don't know. I mean, like, would you even include him? What the Pelicans want? Here's my thing with the Pelicans side of this. I don't know why they're trying to tank now. I think they could still be a good team.
Tank. They should tank.
Well, no, because they have the 30th.
Wait, no. In a perfect world, they should tank.
Right.
For, like, any other basketball team.
Yeah.
I legitimately think there's a chance that the Pelicans just aren't in New Orleans.
That's what I'm saying.
In like the next 3 years, because and the NBA isn't like the NFL. Not every team makes money.
Right.
The Pelicans do not make money.
No.
If they have to go through another tanking process to maybe find an Anthony Davis.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a chance that they're gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like,
exactly what I'm saying.
Within 3 years, gone.
And they still have pieces, especially with everybody they get back from Anthony Davis.
Well, I've also heard that they want to shop
Mirotic. Yeah,
Mirotic,
I know. That's what
Randall.
made me. That's what made me mad about it, though. Is like if you have Nico Mirotic, Julius Randle, all of the guys you get from Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, like that team could still be pretty good.
It wouldn't make the playoffs in the West, though.
I mean, it really depends on who they get for AD. Like that's the biggest part too.
Yeah.
Like they could have gotten Porzingis for him. I mean, I don't honestly know why that wasn't a thing.
I don't either. I told you I told you to watch out for that.
Yeah. I honestly don't know why that wasn't a thing. Now that I think about it.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
But back to the original Anthony Davis stuff.
Right.
I'm really think that the Lakers are in a super unique position.
Right.
Because obviously the Rich Paul stuff. Anthony Davis coming out and saying that he wants to only play for the Lakers is going to lower how much other teams pay for Anthony Davis, right?
Right.
That's a fair statement. And so I think that's going to allow the Lakers to be able to bid the highest on Anthony Davis.
For sure.
So in a vacuum, the Lakers probably have throughout the league, like the fifth best realistic trade package for Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
I mean, like Denver, Celtics.
Right.
First, whoever gets the first pick.
And maybe the Sixers.
Maybe the Sixers, absolutely. So they're the fifth.
Yeah.
Just off the top of our head. But this is him coming out and saying that he wants to trade is gonna drive his trade value down and allow the Lakers to trade for him. I'm convinced he's already in LA.
Yeah, I think pretty much. Although a lot of people are saying that about Paul George. I mean, and Paul George basically went on a talk show and said the same exact thing. Yeah. So you never know. That's what I'm saying is like, and Kawhi said the same thing. I mean, like, I feel like people kind of discount how fast things can change if you go to a new environment and you're winning there.
Very true.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying before. Is if someone trades for him and they're just winning, like I truly think that there's a chance that he changes his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that he said before LA was that he wanted to compete.
Yeah.
He said that, but I feel like people forget that he said he wanted to compete, and then he said he wanted to go to LA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If he goes to a team like the Celtics, where they didn't have to give up that much to get him, and like they're really good and they make the finals,
yeah,
he's not gonna leave.
Very true.
Very true. I mean, I feel like people just forget like that. Everybody says they're going to the Lakers at one point. I've said that I'm going to the Lakers at one point. I mean, like everybody says it. Like,
did you say that in NBA 2K? My career.
Yes, of course. Yeah, but everybody says it. And if you go to a team that's winning and they have a good culture and you like the people there, you're not going to want to go to LA.
And I mean, if Anthony Davis gets in Boston and they still have a considerable amount of draft picks, which they will after the trade, and he knows that Danny Ainge can pull the trigger, and he has this would obviously have to happen in the summer, and he has Brad Stevens as their coach, and Kyrie stays. Fuck, I hope Kyrie stays. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah,
but he'd be crazy. He'd be insane to leave, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I truly don't think that these players like think through like what's actually going to happen. Like,
I don't either.
I think they just think, oh, it'd be nice to play in LA. It's a big market. They got Brown, but like when you get to a team where you actually enjoy what's going on over there, it's a different story completely.
I mean, Paul George is the perfect example.
Yeah, and Kawhi. Like I feel like not Kawhi yet, but I feel like Kawhi is going to resign.
I feel like he'll resign too.
In Toronto, I do.
I imagine he'd resign.
But yeah, I mean. That would be the ultimate move, is if the Lakers just end up getting Kawhi still.
Jesus, and they fucking match salaries with AD.
I honestly feel like people are forgetting that could still happen.
Yeah.
The Kawhi thing could still happen.
Yeah, that absolutely could.
Which is kind of scary.
It's terrifying.
Because Kawhi is the only guy that can stop LeBron, I would say.
Do you think that team would beat the Warriors? The DeMarcus Cousins-less Warriors?
Yeah, well, it would depend if it's also the KD-less Warriors.
Let's say KD resigns.
No.
I do.
Yeah. I mean...
Alex... They are going to have a LeBron James, Anthony Davis pick and roll. That is the most efficient play in the history of basketball.
No, the most efficient play in the history of basketball is just Stephen Curry as a player. It's just him doing anything.
Fair enough. I
mean, like...
Well, I legitimately think points per possession might be higher with this pick and roll if you surrounded it with spacing.
Maybe. The only reason I could see the Warriors, like, potentially falling off is just because of their depth. Like, I think
their depth is getting old too.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the starting five of the Warriors would actually still be better than the starting five of the Lakers. I don't know about the rest of the team.
It just depends what the Lakers do with the rest of their free agency money.
Yeah, well, because
exactly. And they're like mid-level exception in their draft pick.
If the Lakers were better, I'd say it would be because of their like the rest of their players. It wouldn't be because of Kawhi and LeBron. It would be because the Warriors literally just don't have anybody else in their big four.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah,
it's a good statement.
Also, because again, like I really do think Draymond and like Iguodala and KD can do a good job of not guarding, but like slowing down Kawhi and LeBron.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. All right, let's get back to AD though.
Yeah.
What teams? So let's just go through. What teams do you think are in the race for Anthony Davis right now? Truly in the race.
Honestly, I have no idea.
I'm gonna say that there's. I'm just gonna say it's the Lakers and Celtics.
Yeah, I mean you can, but like.
And I'll be honest, the Lakers, if they want to make this trade,
right?
I mean, I guess they can,
right?
Maybe. I mean, it depends on the Pelicans, obviously.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing too. I don't like saying who's the front runner in trades because we as just normal people, we have no idea what the fuck's going on.
It's fun to speculate.
It is, but like I'm saying, like Kawhi going into Toronto or like Kristaps going, like it's never the teams that everybody says it's gonna be. It's always. The people who are talking just don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Paul George to Oklahoma.
Right. Like we don't like. I mean, I've kind of like found it less fun to speculate just because like, we just don't like. There's no reason to speculate because we have no idea. We have nothing to go off.
We have no fucking clue.
We basically all we have to go off of is some guy that's also just speculating. That's telling us through the news.
And I mean, logic as far as the Celtics rumors go. It would just be logical for Anthony Davis to go to the Celtics.
Yeah, I think it's fun to talk about who would be the best with him, but I don't think talking about who's the most likely to land him is a very, like, solvent thing.
Let me change the question then.
Yeah.
What team should be in this race?
Yeah, I don't think the Nuggets should.
You don't think Denver should?
I don't think the Nuggets should.
I think Denver should.
Really?
If I was Denver, I would put Jokic on it. I would put Jokic out there.
What? No, what?
Why not?
Because then
Davis is miles better than Nikola Jokic.
Because then you're just doing a Knicks, but you're doing it like in 1 year in advance. You're trading away your best player who you know is going to stay for somebody that may or may not stay.
They have a year, and with the likelihood of Kevin Durant leaving, I legitimately think let's just say it was a 1-for-1 Jokic for Davis, which I think is pretty fair.
Okay.
I think that's pretty fair. And let's say Denver throws in a draft pick.
Okay.
A team with Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Anthony Davis, that's filthy.
Honestly, like...
And cap room because of Paul Millsap's expiring contract. Let's say they grab like a Joe Ingles.
I'm not kidding, man. That team might be better with Jokic than Davis.
No, then that's just wrong.
Because especially Gary Harris. Gary Harris is definitely better because of Jokic.
You think because of Jokic's playmaking.
Like, have you ever seen a highlight of Gary Harris that wasn't him cutting to the basket off a Jokic pass?
No, but you can. I mean, Anthony Davis is not a bad passer. He's not to the same level.
He's gotten better recently, but out of like all of the really good bigs, he focuses on passing the least.
Sure, fair enough.
I mean,
that's a fair statement.
I mean, like I would say Jokic definitely makes Harris better. I don't know about anybody else on the team, but Harris is definitely his connection with Jokic makes him better as a player.
I feel like Harris is just an off-ball player. What they would have to do is that they would have to get some position of playmaking. They'd have to get a playmaking wing. That's why I said Joe Ingles. Somebody who can really get like 4 or 5 assists because let's be real, their guards aren't really playmakers. They're starting guards at least. Obviously, Montemoris is, but
yeah. Well, also, yeah. I mean, like. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I feel maybe not for the defense, but for the offense, Jokic might be better for that team than AD. I truly think that the way that team is constructed, Jokic may make that offense
There's a
better.
chance, but in a vacuum, Anthony Davis is so much better than Nikola Jokic. I would just do it
for sure
because there's no way in hell the Denver Nuggets will like ever get a player of Anthony Davis's status like ever again.
No, but they
like
also
in the next 50 years, it's so unlikely.
I agree with that, but like I still think they have such a great young core going on, and they're like second in the West, and like all of their best players below 24. Like, why would you mess with it? Like,
how young's Anthony Davis?
He's like 25, 26.
Fucking do it, dude.
But like, it might fuck up their team. Like,
there's a chance, but it could also propel them over the Warriors, and they could win the finals next year.
No,
there is a legit. If Kevin
Anthony Davis does not make them that much better.
If Kevin Durant leaves.
if Kevin Durant leaves, I still think that Anthony Davis and that team would not beat the Warriors. Dude, think about how fucked the Pelicans got by the Warriors, right? Drew Holiday is better than Gary Harris or Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. Nikola Mirotic, who was on that team, is better than any of the Nuggets' other bigs.
And wings.
Nikola Mirotic is a big. He's a power forward. He plays some center. Technically, he's a big.
Plays on the perimeter. He's a wing. But regardless.
Regardless, like, and that Pelicans team got fucked by the Warriors.
They did get fucked.
I mean, and like again, Drew Holiday is better.
That was also the Warriors with Kevin Durant, though.
Right, but I'm saying.
But Alex, you have to remember that the Nuggets have max free agent money, freeing up this summer, and they don't have to. Do they have to resign Jamal Murray this summer? I don't think so. I think it's one more year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is one more year.
They're gonna have 25-ish odd million to work with.
Right.
And also, Michael Porter Jr. has a chance to come back. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say that he's gonna be like a 25-point per game scorer.
No, for sure.
But if he can be a guy who can switch defensively and score like 10 points a game,
right,
and shoot threes, that's a huge addition to that team.
Oh, for sure. I truly just don't think that team. Maybe you need to get a playmaker in free agency.
You definitely do. And you're going to have to get somebody who can make plays from the wing, which is incredibly expensive. And I'm not sure who that is.
Well, also this year's free agency class is like pretty okay.
Well, I don't think it would be like a huge free agent. I'm looking at like mid-level guy, not mid-level exception, but like middle of the pack of free agency players.
Right.
So the two people that come to mind, they could probably get both if they did everything right. Wait, Joe Ingles has one more year on his contract.
Yeah.
But Bogdanovich is the free agent.
The Kings are not going to. No, he's restricted.
I mean, Boyan.
Oh, okay.
Boyan, my bad. Boyan,
well, the Pacers have a fuck ton of cap space, though.
Mm-hmm.
So they would probably re-sign him over that. Also, he can't really make plays. He's more of a three-point shooter.
He's been okay in pick and rolls this year. He's been okay. He's been pretty good.
Okay, I have to admit, I wasn't knowledgeable. I was just kind of assuming.
No, I mean, it's a fair assumption.
But
I mean, I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head who's like Rondae Hollis Jefferson is bad at everything, but he's kind of okay in pick and rolls as a ball handler.
I mean, if you're counting on like. That's what I'm like.
I mean, I'm throwing random names out there, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, like with Nikola Jokic, I really think that he makes their offense better, and their defense is already like the best in the league. Like, I honestly don't think that Anthony Davis would help that much in like a lot of situations.
That's a fair argument. All right, who else do you think should be?
Should be. I don't want to say the Knicks because they're still going to be.
Well, they can't right now. They don't have enough assets now.
Yeah, well, because they were actually saying. I think that somebody said that they were in the running for it.
They just don't have enough assets to make that one. About that, we just had a little micro aneurysm there, but we were talking about who's really in the running for Anthony Davis. We just finished talking about the Nuggets. We were talking about the Knicks for a little bit. I don't think that they have enough assets to make that work.
Nah.
With Kristaps leaving.
Yeah, I agree.
Boston obviously should be.
Boston is in the running for sure.
Brooklyn should not be.
Could Brooklyn even what would they do?
It would be like a D'Angelo Russell. Give them the bird rights for him. Spencer Dinwiddie because he's on a good contract. Karis LeVert. Probably a future draft pick.
No, yeah, you definitely have to already be a decent team, like a pretty good team, if you want to trade for.
Very true. And Brooklyn's a big enough free agency market that they're going to get free agents in the future. So
right,
I wouldn't do that.
I did not know they were the fifth most valuable in the team in the league. By the way, the sixth maybe. It's weird, but anyway,
There's two other big ones that I have.
Who?
Be ready. Number one is Toronto.
Yeah.
I love Pascal Siakam, but give Pascal, Serge Ibaka, the kid from IU, OG.
Yeah.
And like Fred VanVleet, and like take one of their bad contracts and give them 2 future draft picks.
I could.
And then they've said that they want to make a trade.
I could see it. No, honestly, the only thing with that one is you'd have to keep Kyle Lowry. You cannot give them Kyle Lowry in that trade. Because,
what if you can land like a Drew Holiday back?
Well, you need a really good playmaker because with AD and Kawhi, the biggest flaw with them is like neither of them really focus on making plays for other people, right? So you would definitely need somebody to handle the ball.
Okay.
I'd say as long as you don't give up Kyle Lowry. Any package that they give up that doesn't involve Kyle Lowry or Kawhi, I don't give a fuck. Like they can do that.
Very
I'd
true.
say that's fine.
Very true.
Who else are you thinking about?
Milwaukee.
What would Milwaukee give them? That's what I was.
Chris Middleton, Malcolm Brogdon, Thon Maker.
See, Milwaukee just can't.
Picks. I feel like they have another player who's. Am I blanking? Or like an Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe's expiring though.
So is Chris Middleton.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, like they might. I mean, I don't think that they can outbid, but they should absolutely be looking, and they've said that they're going to be looking at that trade
for sure.
Especially for Milwaukee because they don't sign free agents there.
Yeah, as funny as it is for us, Miami. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, Miami could theoretically put together a package, right? I mean,
it would be tough because, like, I mean, it would have Justice Winslow, Josh Richardson,
right, and like,
Bam Adebayo.
And, like, honestly, if you just include a couple of first-round picks, they're not going to be great. Like,
no, they won't. They'll be middle of the road. They'll be middle of probably, like, 15 to 18.
Yeah, especially at the start when they get AD. But they have a lot of a lot of, like, players they can surround AD with that aren't bad. Like, depth has never been a problem on that team. Mm-hmm. It would basically just be AD in a better version of what New Orleans was.
Mm-hmm. They could put, like, Derrick Jones Jr. in there, too.
Right.
For another name. He's okay.
He's okay.
He's fine.
Also, okay, this is gonna sound weird as hell, but like maybe Washington. And then the only problem I have with other teams is that they're not good enough, right? But Washington, like, they've already said that they're not going to trade Wall, Beal, and Otto Porter, so I don't think they're going to do it. But I mean, John Wall and AD could be really good.
That could be really good. I mean, I don't like John Wall.
I don't like John Wall either.
But I mean, I understand why it could be good.
He could be great with AD. Mm-hmm. John Wall doesn't work with, like, other perimeter players and, like, dribbling wing players, but, like, with a big man where he could just set him up all day and, like, pick and roll.
Yeah.
And, like, can make plays for him.
As much as I hate him, he is a great playmaker. I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If New Orleans really really wanted to compete.
Yeah, I mean,
because they could give them Bradley Beal, Thomas Satoransky,
they can give
Markieff, and then they would have to take a bad contract back.
Even like Jeff Green, they can give him Jeff Green.
Yeah,
Green's not bad.
The kid from Oregon, Troy Brown Jr.
Right.
He showed some serious promise this year.
Yeah, and so like they would honestly, they wouldn't have an awful team, right?
The Pelicans?
No, either team wouldn't be awful.
Pelicans would get really deep really quickly.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly, and especially if like. They still had Drew, right? They still have Drew and Mirotic and Randall at that point. If they did, then, like, that team's not bad.
No, it's not. It's pretty solid.
Yeah. And, with the Wizards, right? You have, like, your two foundations, right? And, like, Wall and Davis.
Sure.
Right? So, like...
Well, after when Anthony Davis's contract expires, you're going to have literally, like, that's going to be 80% of your cap among two players.
Yeah, that's true. No,
more than 80, almost 90.
Yeah, so you need to find some other guys to get it in there quickly, right?
Because, you're going to be over the cap, like, to an incredible amount.
Right, so you need to find some other guys to get it in there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And Washington, though, is like an underrated basketball city. Washington cares about their team. It's not like you're not going to make money if you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might be able to back me up with stats. They also might be one of the, like, lowest attendance teams in the league, but, like, when you go to Washington... There's Wizards like posters up everywhere because I go there a lot.
Okay.
Like they do care about their team there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I think that's a semi-reasonable one, but not really because they've already said that they don't want to trade away Beal for some reason.
Do you want to move to Kyrie?
I think I'm ready to move to Kyrie. Wait, okay. So what's the most reasonable one? Let's just say that real quick.
Boston.
Yeah, probably Boston.
Boston. Just with the amount of assets that Boston has, I just kind of think it only makes sense for it to be Boston.
Oh yeah, I also think Philly. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Philly. I think Ben Simmons.
If honestly, like Anthony Davis always has said that he likes playing power forward.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Philly, if they play with Embiid, he might like that a lot more too, especially if they're good.
What if they traded Embiid for Davis?
No, don't want that. Don't want that.
What if they managed to give him like Butler, and somehow not give up?
I would rather give away Simmons
than Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because if we're getting Anthony Davis, we're trying to win right now.
Fair enough. Good point.
And I think Butler helps more with winning right now than Simmons does.
Good point.
All right. I think now it's time to move on to Kyrie.
Now on to Kyrie. For the people who don't know, Kyrie came out today and said in response to a reporter asking if he was going to resign or something like that, he said, "I don't owe anybody anything."
That's not exactly what he said, but that's a PG version of what he said.
He said, I don't owe anybody. I don't fucking owe anybody anything.
No, he said, I don't owe anybody shit.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
But he didn't really say that he isn't gonna resign. He also said, well, ask me on July 1st what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I think.
Does that mean like get AD and I'll resign? Because that's when they can get AD.
No, he wasn't even. It wasn't in relation to Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay.
It was Fuck. What if it is? That is the day that they can trade for Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm. Could be me looking too deep into that, but that could also be a thing.
Holy fuck. That's wild. I didn't think about that.
Really?
That's crazy. But my thoughts right now. He's just frustrated because he gets asked it every day.
Yeah. And
Kyrie Irving is an extremely individualistic person.
He's also weird.
He's weird as fuck.
He's just a weird dude.
But I mean, man, he's came out and said, I think I saw this post on Celtics Reddit that was like 6 times he's came out and said, I want to stay here.
Right. When
he hit that shot and he said, this is my city.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning of the year, and the Celtics have gotten a fuck of a ton better throughout this year.
They have. They definitely have.
They are trending up and up. Jaylen Brown is looking great. Jason Tatum's looking great. Terry Rozier's looking better.
Yeah, that's something.
No, he's looked really good.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
He's looked very good. Granted, they're probably going to lose to the Knicks tonight. Just because I'm talking them up.
Oh, yeah, right.
Of course they will.
To the Knicks, too.
Of course they will.
Didn't they already lose to the Knicks once this year?
Yes.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
But,
I mean, the thing with Kyrie and, like, a lot of players, like, people just give way too much credence to what players say, like, before the fact. Mm-hmm. Like, players really don't have an idea of what they're going to do.
They're kind of just fucking around, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, like, even LeBron has said, like, I feel like people don't believe him when he says this, but I believe him. He's like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do. Uh-huh. Like, and then people will be like, oh, well, there's this connection and this connection, which means he was always going to go to L.A. But, like, he, like, even says, like, dude, like, I don't know. Like, I play actually, and then I decide later.
I was listening to Bill Simmons, one of his podcasts.
Right.
And he said he knew, like, from an inside source that, like, since LeBron signed his last contract as a Cavalier, like, at the minute he signed that, he knew that LeBron was going to play for the Lakers.
Really?
He knew from right then.
Really? Well, so, like, did the source say this before he went to the Lakers? Or?
Yes. Like, he said it, like, during the first year of his last Cavs contract.
Really?
Or maybe it was like a year ago. It was something like that.
Maybe LeBron's lying, but I just feel like players don't know what they're gonna do.
Majority of them don't. Bill Simmons is also like the premier like connections guy in the NBA.
That's fair.
Apart from like Woj.
Well, yeah,
Woj.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I honestly don't think I think the players' minds change too. Like maybe players think they know what they're gonna do, and then their minds change.
I mean, the NBA changes every day.
Yeah,
we just saw Kristaps Porzings get traded to the fucking Mavericks.
So fucking ridiculous. I just think honestly that you can't give as much credence to what players say as people do. Like sure. I don't think it means that much. I really don't.
If you had to bet, right? That was embarrassing. That's a bad voice crack. If you had to bet right now, would you say that Kyrie's going to go to the Celtics?
I mean, yeah.
If you had to.
If I had to, I'd say probably yeah. Like, I don't think. I mean, especially if they're good. It really depends on how they do. If they get, like, kicked out in the second round, then he's probably gone.
Yeah.
I think.
So you said they have to get to the conference finals?
At least. I think finals is the only way they can ensure they keep him. Mm. But I think they have to at least like have a close conference final series with somebody.
I think they're better than Toronto. Well, okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Okay.
There's only 3 teams I have to worry about. Is that fair to say?
I'd say 2. I'd say there's 2 teams you have to worry about.
No, Philadelphia has star power.
I wouldn't say you have to.
Well, I was gonna say I'm not worried. Well, I was just gonna make fun of the Sixers because I know you like them.
I mean, no,
I'm not worried about the Sixers.
Honestly,
I have no reason to be worried about the Sixers.
My main strategy is just praying to God that you guys get out somehow before we have to play you.
Yeah, and then as far as Toronto goes, I think what we would do. I mean, I am nowhere near as smart as Brad Stevens, so I cannot get in his head. But imagining I am. I would run a zone against Toronto, and Boston's really good at running that 2-3 zone and force them to shoot. I imagine they do like a 2-3 zone where one of the guards is constantly glued to Kawhi, probably Marcus.
Right. And
then just force the other guys to shoot. They'll pack the paint.
But they have Danny Green and like Fred VanVleet, Keelan Wright, and CJ Miles. They have a lot of shooters, bro.
their 3-point percentages actually aren't that good this year. Really, the only two really, really good ones are Van Fleet and what's the kid? The guy, Danny Green.
Well, yeah, but that's because he's not a kid. He's a man.
Yeah, I know.
But like,
I was gonna. He is a man.
No, but that's also because players are just having off seasons. Like Kyle Lowry has shown over his career that he's like a very high volume 3-point shooter. You can't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to leave them open, but they have a lot of star power on that team, and I feel like that's the best way that they have a chance to win.
Do they really have a lot of star power though? Like,
well, Pascal Siakam.
Is he
and Kawhi.
That's not star power.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
You guys have more star power than that.
We have one.
I feel like Horford's more of a star than Siakam is.
Well, based on other things besides scoring. Well, I guess we have two. Tatum has some star power.
Yeah, I would also say you guys have more star power than they do.
Tatum's got some serious star power.
It's just that they have Kawhi. I mean, like honestly, I'm not. There's not a good option to defend the Raptors. I think they would have to focus more on scoring on the Raptors. Right. I mean, I think the Raptors, like, they're gonna get their points, but like where the Raptors really could make a difference is defensively with like Kyle Lowry and Kawhi and all of those.
Those are very good points, but can I say something even more important?
What's up?
I just got a notification from Netflix that just said coming February 8th, new episodes of Big Mouth.
Ooh, okay. I'll have to get into that show.
It's very good.
Everybody's a Big Mouth fan on our floor except me. I need to watch it more.
Okay, but back to basketball. Sorry, I got very excited. But I don't want to play Milwaukee. I'll be real. No, I have no interest in playing Milwaukee.
No one wants to play Milwaukee.
But the more I think about it, if there's anybody in the NBA who has a bunch of players to throw at Giannis, who is it?
I mean, you're gonna say the Celtics, right?
Of course.
I mean, I would honestly say one Kawhi is better than all the players you can throw at him.
No.
Really?
No. What? Because the Celtics have 4 guys who they can really throw at him.
Right.
They have Baines, who is really good. Not was, is. He's did really well this season at guarding Giannis. Yeah. They have Al Horford.
Right.
Semi Ojeleye, who I don't want to play because I think he's a net terrible on offense, which is not debatable.
Yeah.
And they also have Marcus Morris, who's just strong and he works hard. He's not necessarily a good defender, but
yeah, okay. I don't know. I mean, I honestly think,
but also like we're not going to be able to pack the paint like we did last year because of their newfound shooting.
Yeah.
Like, but if we can really throw Giannis off of this game like we did last year, I'll live with Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton beating us. If that's how we go down, that's how we go down. If we're gonna lose from Chris Middleton isolations and Brook Lopez isolations, I'm fine. If that's how we're gonna lose, I am okay.
Well, I feel like it's with the Raptors too. I feel like you're kind of forgetting, like they're gonna get their points, right? Because they're like the idea is the problem for you guys is you got to figure out how to score on them, like because the problem with the Celtics isn't their defense, it's their offense. Yeah,
that's a good point.
I mean,
that's a good point. Well, I think the offense is just kind of correcting itself, like through the last month.
Yeah,
because I think Jalen's back.
Hopefully.
I think he's fully back.
Really?
Yeah, he's been playing unreal.
You've been watching more than I have. That's fair.
He's been playing really well. Yeah. Jason Tatum has been really good all season. Honestly, I would go so far as to say that this year, not career-wise, I would say this year Jason Tatum has been underrated. Have you noticed nobody has talked about him? They've talked about his potential, but as of like a player right now, nobody talks about Jason Tatum. The dude is like an extremely efficient 15-point per game scorer who can really get a shot whenever he wants it.
Would you call him extremely efficient?
I mean, he's like, what's he shooting? Like 47, 37, 84?
I mean,
that's
not extreme.
It's not Malcolm Brogdon efficient, but it's efficient.
It's efficient.
It's very efficient.
It's not even very efficient.
Yes, that is very efficient.
Like league average from 3 is like 35.
It's 34.
It's 35 now, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it went up to 35.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, like league average is like 35 from 3. League average is what, like 44, 45 from the field. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's not that.
Well, I mean, 2 points that's a lot more made shots.
I mean,
and he doesn't take easy shots either, which is, I mean,
if he's taking 3 threes a game, that's only like what 2 or 3 more made threes
throughout the entire season.
Well, yeah, if you think he's played about, let's say, 45 games.
I think Jason Tatum takes more than 3
threes. He's
threes
playing 3. He probably does, but I'm saying, like, 3 threes is, like, a fair amount. It's
fair
only,
enough,
like,
4
or 5
enough,
threes.
Fair enough. I just feel like he has been not given enough praise for how good he's been this year. Or he's actually at 45, 38, and 85.
Yeah, so that's pretty efficient. Jimmy Butler's actually been more efficient.
Really?
Yeah, weirdly enough.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, it's efficient.
Mm-hmm. I mean, his player efficiency rating is 16.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's pretty good. I mean, he's been great. Like, I mean, not even great.
I know what
he's
you mean.
been good. I don't think he's been, like, as good as a lot of other guys. I don't think he's, like, I feel like everybody knows that Tatum's good. He just hasn't improved that much.
No, he hasn't improved that much.
Which is kind of a problem.
No, I'm not that worried.
I'm not that worried either. I just think it's kind of bad.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not worried about him improving. I'm very worried about every other aspect of Celtics land.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know, man. It's just like,
yeah. I
feel like Tatum's not that great. He's good right now. I hope that he can develop into that player.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if he. Well, I just don't know.
Holy fuck, we got off on a tangent. I just realized.
We did.
Okay, let's reel it in. And let's talk about All-Stars.
Okay. Also, well, just really quickly, Rubio for Conley. Conley's a better shooter.
Yeah.
He's Rubio's a good passer, but he's a better defender. Yeah.
I mean, just like if you're Utah, you bring in a pretty bad contract.
You have to.
Fucking do it. Just grow up and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna get a better player in the draft. You're Utah. Nobody wants to live in Utah.
Facts.
Just get Mike Conley. Just do it.
Yeah, and I agree. I honestly don't think
you have to give up like a few second-round picks.
You probably have to give up like Exum to make the contracts max. I don't.
No, you actually don't because Utah has a bunch of because they gave Exum that huge contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're idiots. Okay, regardless.
Good. Do it. I would recommend them do it.
Do it.
Yes.
All-Stars. What were your thoughts?
I liked it. I honestly,
the
only snub was Luka Doncic, and honestly, I don't think it's that big of a snub.
Russell Westbrook should not have been an All-Star.
No,
not in a vacuum, not at all.
No,
he's just like he's not good at defense. He's not good at offense.
He's actually been better at defense, but that's the point. He's been better. I'm not saying he's been great. He's better.
I mean, he's like kind of trying now. He'll try every 15 possessions opposed to every 32.
I'm not gonna say he's like living up to his potential or anything, but he's been better. He's been better. You got to give him some credit.
Fair enough.
I mean,
granted, he's still a really good playmaker. He's extremely athletic. He's one of the best. Maybe he's not super efficient in the open court, but him just pushing the ball does so much gravity. It gets shooters open for hockey assists, etc.
He's also let Paul George take more control. He's been more of a team player.
Yeah,
he's been more of a team-friendly player, and you can see that in the team's record.
And the Thunder are winning a lot of games.
Exactly. Like he's been playing a more team-friendly role, and you can see that because the Thunder are winning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and honestly, it's hard. It's really hard to not put Russell Westbrook in the All-Star game because if you don't, he was near the top of the fan voting. I know that doesn't matter that much, but.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, isn't he averaging a triple-double?
He's averaging a triple-double.
Which doesn't matter.
He's near the top of the fan voting. It's really hard. He's like a 7-time All-Star with the same numbers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to not put him in. So I can honestly see him being in over Lucic. I don't think he's a better player than Lucic. I mean, Luka Doncic. I don't think he's a better player than Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Luka Doncic theoretically should be in over him, but the way the NBA currently works, I'm
fine
with it.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I completely understand the argument.
Yeah.
It's just a flawed argument.
No, I agree. I honestly think that Luka Doncic has contributed to more wins this year than he has. I mean, the stats back that up.
And could we talk about D'Angelo Russell?
D'Angelo Russell is in.
Granted, he should have been an All-Star over Victor Oladipo.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I do.
Like without injuries, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Victor Oladipo should have been in the All-Star game.
Are you saying that because of his injuries or because of his play?
Because of his play. I thought he's been pretty lackluster this year.
No. Okay.
I mean, granted, Victor Oladipo defense is the only thing.
So the Pacers haven't won a single game without Oladipo since he's gotten injured. They're 0-5. Yeah. B, they had the second best.
To be fair, Oladipo's also missed a ton of time at the beginning of the season, and they were doing fine without him then.
They were doing fine. They weren't doing as good when they had him. Like, they had the second best defense in the league, and he clearly is a big contributor to that.
Sure.
I mean,
that's a good point. D'Angelo Russell doesn't play defense. I take that back.
Oladipo also scored more points. He's scoring more points a game than Russell is, like, more efficiently.
Really? Well, more efficiently?
Yeah.
Is Russell not efficient?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's more efficiently, but like, you can fact check me on that.
I will.
I know that it's more. I know that it's more points a game. Victor Oladipo was averaging, I'm pretty sure, more points a game.
Damn, D'Angelo's field goal percentage is terrible.
Oh, never mind. D'Angelo passed him very recently.
D'Angelo's field goal percentage is terrible.
Yeah. Well, he shoots a fuck ton of mid-range jumpers. Excuse my language. But Oladipo's actually no. I take that back. D'Angelo Russell actually has a better field goal percentage than Victor Oladipo did this year.
Whoa. What is that? I'm sorry. That was probably very loud and cancerous. I apologize.
What was that?
Some ad. That popped up. I'm so sorry to people, headphone users who just fucking died.
Well, okay. So back to the Oladipo. He also is averaging 5.2 assists and 5.6 rebounds, which is like pretty underrated.
5.2 assists.
Yeah, he was the ball handler a lot for that team because Darren Collison's a really low usage player, so Victor Oladipo has a lot of touches in that way. Okay. And they haven't won without him since he's gotten injured. He's a great defender. You take that back already. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Right, D'Angelo Russell, I think deserves it now that he's gone. I think we can say that.
Sure. I'm honestly like really surprised that the NBA did this well with the All-Stars. Usually they fuck up a lot, but this year they did pretty solid.
Yeah,
they did really. I mean, I was very surprised not to see like Draymond Green.
Oh yeah.
Or just some dumb fuckery.
Rudy Gobert was very surprised not to see himself. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started crying. You know what I think is probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen? Just Nikola Vucevic. Just so weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
I feel like people don't even know that he's a free agent this year. Like, teams could... I don't know if a team would want him.
I mean, I feel like he's just, like, as a center, just to have, like a defender that bad is, like, a no-no for modern NBA team building.
But he's, like, a 40% three-point shooter.
Honestly, fuck it. Play him at power forward.
I mean, no.
Like if you get somebody like
God no.
Relax. If you get somebody like a Clint Capella or like a Bam Adebayo, bear with me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Who can switch on to people like the Tobias Harrises, because that's what power forwards are now. They're really perimeter oriented, and you can have those people take those assignments, and you can play. Who the fuck are you talking about?
You were talking about Clint Capella?
Oh, Vucevic. And then you can play Vucevic almost in like a Kelly Olynyk role, to the extent that the Heat play with, you know how they play Kelly at power forward a lot?
Yeah.
I think that could kind of work. Granted, he's a terrible, like, he's not good in space.
No, but Kelly Olynyk's like athletic. Like Kelly Olynyk is
kind of.
He is more than Vucevic.
Probably.
Okay, like think about Jason Tatum. Like think about Vucevic trying to guard Jason.
Well, no,
Tatum.
you wouldn't. That's why you have Clint Capella.
Clint Capella can't. I mean,
Clint Capella absolutely can.
He can keep up with him. He's not who you want guarding.
Well, no, he's not exactly. You know what I mean, though. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not the best team building strategy, but I could see a team doing it.
I could see a team doing it. I just don't know why you would want
a team will, because he's going to be signed to a contract.
Right.
A team will do it.
I'm saying I don't know why I would want. I don't know why as a team why I would want him. Why I would want that.
Yeah. I mean, because you're desperate. Because you're the Knicks and you're desperate because you didn't get Kevin Durant.
That'll probably happen. That would be the saddest. It's just Nikola Vucevic is just the weirdest thing I've ever. Like he just decided without a body transformation or anything. Like after how many years? Right?
A ton. Can we just talk about I think the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I just forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, if he would have played 20 years ago.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Dude, he would literally be like the Arvydas Sabonis of
I know.
It's just so because he's shooting so well.
I know.
Like is he not in the running for most improved player? Because I swear to God, I've never heard him in the conversation.
I haven't either. Now that I think about it, he probably should be.
Why is everybody just I feel like people recognize it for the first 10 games and then completely forgot that he existed.
I don't know.
So anyway, sorry. I had to go on a rant about that.
No, you're good.
Who else? Chris Middleton was up for kind of contention.
Cool. That's cool.
Right?
I think that's pretty much it.
I mean, is there anything else that's controversial?
I don't think so.
A lot. I saw people saying Tobias Harris.
Sure, that's fair. Over Russ would have been cool. But
is there anybody else in the West that was kind of questionable?
No.
Was DeMar in? DeMar got in, right?
DeMar did get in?
I believe DeMar. Did he get in?
I don't remember.
We gotta fact check that.
Whatever.
Honestly, if DeMar got in, I would rather have Tobias.
Yeah, I would too. I don't think DeMar's that good, but
yeah.
Regardless, is there anything else you want to add? In relation to anything?
I called Victor Oladipo.
You called Victor Oladipo?
I called him being good this year.
Victor Oladipo?
I mean, not Victor Oladipo. D'Angelo Russell. My bad.
You did call.
I called D'Angelo Russell. I was like, he's gonna be good this year. God dang it.
He did.
And then I was like, yep, he's good. Who else? Oh, as a Philly fan, I'm praying to God that the Pacers are gonna like figure it out, so that way they can like meat shield the Celtics for us in the first round, and then we don't have to play the Celtics until the finals. So just for the love of God.
Well, I want that for us too. Fuck, if you guys can take down the Bucks and Raptors somehow.
Right.
And then we get
No, I want the Raptors to beat you. I want us to beat the Bucks, and then we'll play like the Raptors.
If the Celtics play them in the Eastern Conference Finals, I won't even watch.
So here's the situation: the Philly needs to just stay better than Boston and Indiana, and we will probably make it to the Conference Finals.
Fair enough.
Honestly.
Fair enough.
So I'm praying to God here that Indiana could just remain being okay. What else is there? Washington. I said they were gonna make the playoffs. Very sadly, they still could, which is just the worst thing.
It's terrible. It's gross.
It's just disgusting.
It's gross.
LA is gonna the playoff race in the West is interesting again, just because Minnesota's coming up. The Lakers are out of the playoffs. Portland, no one cares, is still in fourth.
They're Portland.
They're Portland.
They're very Portland.
San Antonio, Popovich is the GOAT.
Uh-huh.
Seriously. I mean, how is their defense good? It just makes no sense how their defense has been good recently.
I don't know. I have no idea. Pop is just so good.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, how? Like, they don't have a single good defender.
Yeah, I don't know. The NBA is weird. All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll try to get one out relatively soon.